Hey, what's going on guys? Austin here, and today it's time for a bit more of a casual video than usual. This is just going to be a little tour of my editing den slash basement room where I do most of my editing and schoolwork. This is going to be pretty casual, just kind of personal, a bit different than usual. Instead of me being super formal and talking to you in front of a microphone, it's going to be completely just unscripted off the cuff. You guys can just get to see how I kind of work on a regular basis. So let's just get into my setup when we get started here. So first of all, two screens. They're both 24 inches. They're both curved. They're both just straight up insane. 1080p. I'm not really much of a video file, but these are both just really sick monitors in my opinion. I think they're like 60 hertz, but the contrast ratios aren't that great. But hey, they look sick. I'm not too big into, like I said, video and graphic design, so it doesn't matter too much to me. But hey, I love them. For 200 bucks Canadian each, they're just an absolute bargain. You just really can't go wrong. So that's that. Next up, let's go into my lighting, because that's kind of the fun stuff. That's part of the video production part of my setup. So I've got these two fill lights here, which I will admit look kind of sketch. They look like I film like amateur pornos in my basement, but really it's just kind of these weird tutorials. They look, yeah, they do a really good job of lighting up my room. Like if you don't know, this is like where I usually sit here in this chair, talk to the microphone, talk to the screens. I got my camera usually up on this tripod here. And then these light up the entire back wall. This painting is actually like brand new. I just put this up like a couple days ago. But that's how I usually film, is I'll have the lighting light up the back wall. So when the light reflects off the wall and into my face, it's just much more even looking and just looks a lot better in my opinion. Like I've always lived by the phrase that good lighting can make a bad camera look good, and bad lighting can make a good camera look bad. It's really just all about the lighting, so it's always really important that you get to know how your room looks in different lighting scenarios. So let me turn these off quick so I don't just burn unnecessary electricity. All right, so next up is my microphone. You guys probably want to see that. This is my blue snowball. You heard me rant about it for sure in my last video, because it is the best microphone you can use if you want to start a YouTube channel, like without a doubt. It's only like 100 bucks now, or less than. I paid 100 for it like 6 years ago. I've shot over 500 videos with it. It's just amazing. Like it's so good. You really can't go wrong. If you're just starting off on YouTube, this is definitely the way to go. Like just no doubt in my mind. Next up, but while we're here, let's just talk about my channel quick. So I almost hit 100 subs. I'm at 96 right now. If you can help me get to 100, that would be very appreciated. Last couple of videos did pretty well. I'm talking 600 on how to make YouTube videos, 575 on how to record your screen. Fraps only got 193, which is kind of surprising in my opinion, but hey, you know, it happens. It happens every once in a while. But yeah, there's my recent YouTube stats. You guys can have a look at that. I made, I think, $3 in the last month. Yeah, you know, let's go, right? That's so solid. Raking in the YouTube money. Next up, let's go into my hardware. So this is my fun little computer that I built in the 7th grade. It's an i7 2600K processor. So yes, I did build this about 5 or 6 years ago. A GTX 560 Ti 448 core variant. It came factory overclocked, so it's pretty good. Gets the job done. 12 gigs of RAM. I used to have 16, but my board died and it fried my one single RAM slot, which kind of sucks. So the board is brand new-ish. It's still 6 generations old. That's fine. I've got a 128 gig SSD and a 3 terabyte hard drive. You know, like it's good for video rendering and stuff. It's, you know, it gets the job done basically. You know, it's nothing too fancy. I can play Civ pretty well. You guys can have a look at that. This is actually an XL ATX case. It's called the NZXT Phantom. It's the very original Phantom you could get. It just looks super badass. I love it so much. It looks super sick. Next up, let's talk about my audio equipment quick. So this is my Monster Superstar Blaster. It weighs about 40 pounds. On Amazon, they said it shipped me was 41.1 pounds in the mail. So it's about that. It's just ridiculous. It's $400 Canadian, which is like 300 US. So it's an absolute premium speaker. Just stupidly good quality. It's amazing. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I know today is actually Independence Day in the US. But on July 1st, it was Canada Day. And I had a huge party in my backyard. And I used this thing. And you could actually hear the music down the street. It was just so good. I just can't recommend it enough. Even for 400 bucks, like when you pay that much for a speaker, you're definitely getting the value when you buy this thing, 100%. Next up here is just kind of my usual audio stuff. This is my Beats that I normally use whenever I'm listening to music or editing. My girlfriend gave this to me a couple weeks ago, and I actually owned Beats before, but she introduced me to these, and they're actually really, really good. So I'm gonna actually stick with Beats for the next while. We'll see. I definitely like sticking to like one brand. So when I have like a MacBook or an iPhone, I like to stick to like Beats and the Apple stuff. So yes, I do have just normal Apple headphones as well. I kind of interchange between these a bit. This is an Astro Mix amp, by the way, if you haven't picked up on that. I've had so many different headphones over the last couple of years. I've had a Turtle Beach, geez, what's it called? PX3s, AX120s, I believe they're called. Ear Force something X120s. Triton AX720s, Astro A40s. I've had 2 pairs of AX720s actually. They've all broken on me before. My Astros all broke on me before. It's just so stupid. So we're just gonna switch to just more casual earbuds in my Beats now, because I've just had such bad luck with headphones. It's just dumb. I just don't buy gaming stuff anymore because I feel like it has a lifespan and it just breaks so easily. So screw that. I just kind of stick with Apple Audio now for most of the time. Now next up, let's look at the kind of the background. This is kind of unusual. You guys probably don't really look at it too closely, but this is kind of, I kind of planned to like this, so it looks kind of nice with the books on top. So here's my Lenovo. This is a U410. It's definitely older. It's got a 2nd generation i7 in it. No, third gen i7. I think 8 gigs of RAM, like a 720p screen. This thing is not the greatest without a doubt, and the glare in it is just stupid. Even in my lecture halls at the uni, I can still barely see my screen, which is just ridiculous. But you know, it gets the job done, it works. I don't need something super fancy to code with. It's just kind of nice to have. But you know, this thing will definitely get the job done as well. Next up, fun piece of video equipment I haven't been able to use yet. So this is called a wireless lavalier setup. Basically, it's just a fancy way to record your audio when you're filming something fun like a commercial or an advertisement. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I actually have my own little marketing company I run out of my basement in my spare time. And I kind of run these different social media teams for different people. But I've never actually been able to use that yet. I have not been able to shoot a proper ad with that wireless lav, which is too bad. I want to find an excuse to use it, but you know, that just kind of happens sometimes. I'll definitely find a way to use it one of these days. Next up, if you're a programmer, you know what this is without a doubt. This is a Raspberry Pi. This thing is a sick little microphone, wow. Sick little motherboard you can use to run like Linux-based programs. It's super cheap, like $75. This thing is like 10 times more horsepower than the computer on the very first spaceship, which is kind of impressive, very first space shuttle. It's amazing. It just runs Linux. A lot of people use it for like a home theater PC kind of thing. It's just a really sick little tool to have. A lot of people use it for robotics and stuff, but I just haven't really found a use for it yet. It was given to me as a gift like last Christmas, but I just haven't been able to like jump into it. So hopefully I'll find a fun project one of these days during the summer. So next up, this is my fun little book collection. It's not too little. It's slowly growing over the summer. I've been buying more and more books and reading more and more books. I try to read about at least an hour to 2 hours per day. But yeah, this is kind of what I spend most of my time doing. So first of all, film my top 10 books, or top 10, let's do top 3. Deep work is sick. If you're starting university, you guys are probably a bit younger than me, so deep work is great if you want to actually get shit done, if you want to start studying really well, get really good study habits. Deep work is awesome, especially if you get distracted a lot with social media. I know like Snapchat, Instagram. I'm addicted to Twitter right now. This has definitely helped me get off of it. Next up is Little Book of Talent. If you're ever feeling super unmotivated and that the world is against you, read this one. Basically, it just goes to show that all the people that are like the best in the world in something, like when Woods was still the best golfer, it was just because he practiced more than anyone else. He wasn't born with a God-given talent. Kind of a really cool way to look at things, and how the best in the world are not the best in the world because they were born with it, but because they actually earned it. It's a really interesting take on how people actually develop skills, and people actually get good at their craft. And I'm currently reading Science of Influence, which is actually kind of interesting. I'm like just starting it. I'm only like 20 pages in, I swear. But it's been a pretty good read so far. I think one of the last things I'll look into is just a quick bookshelf here. So I got some like uni textbooks down here, some computer software stuff. I love calculus. I don't, just kidding. Up top, we'll take a look at some video equipment I've got. This is a fun piece I got from my Canon T4i. It works with my Lumix G7 as well. Just haven't really tested it out yet. This is just a fun little video stabilizer. It's pretty sick. Dear Lord, I caught it. It's okay, guys. I know you were really worried there for a second. It's okay. Sick. I'll put that back properly later. Next up, just my game collection quick. So PS3 games, all the way back to like FIFA 10 and stuff. PS4 games, I got the 3 metal cases for the 3 CODs there. Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. This is a lens I bought for my old Canon T4i that my parents use now. It's 50mm. I haven't used it really too much in a while, as you can tell. It's pretty dusty. Beats that my girlfriend gave me that are pretty sick, that I really use on a regular basis. iPhone 6, my iPhone 5, my iPhone 4 is back there too, you just can't see it. I'm kind of an Apple fan with the phones, but I still love my PCs every once in a while, you know? So probably the last thing you guys want to see is probably, something that would be kind of fun would be this. Now, I know a lot of you guys, in my last video, are like, oh, you haven't uploaded 500 videos to YouTube before, you're like brand new, you have like 7 videos. No, I've had so many different channels, you have no idea. This is called a Hauppauge HD PVR. This thing was the #1 most used device to record your video game content in like 2010. It takes component audio, and this thing is so old school. It doesn't take HDMI even. It was the first device you could use to record HD content from your PS3, Xbox 360, and put it onto your computer. It was the very first device you could use for HD footage that wasn't like internal. And this thing cost me like $250 back then. And yeah, this thing definitely got put through the ringer. This thing is super old school. If you look up the Hauppauge HD PVR, you will see that this thing has been made in like a decade. But that's how I used to record content back then, back in the day, in like Modern Warfare 2 days. That's when I used to use this thing. Like, I've been around, I know you guys may not think, but I've been around for a while on YouTube. Modern Warfare 2 throwback. Anyway, so that was kind of fun. That pretty much wraps the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was definitely super personal and kind of casual. I'm not used to doing this sort of video, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, a like would really mean the world to me right now. This channel is still super small, like I said. Only at 96 subs right now. If you guys could help me and get me to 100, it would mean the world. Subscribe for about 1 video per week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.
YouTube has started the careers of thousands of self-made content creators and entrepreneurs. Nowadays, though, it's hard to start your own YouTube career. We specialize in marketing services for YouTube content creators to get your videos more views. Whether you're an aspiring DJ or a new business owner, we have packages for you starting from just $25 that can get you anywhere from 1,000 to 1,000,000 views on your videos. Our prices are the lowest on the market, and we are the only company to include optimized tags for your video so it can keep getting views even after your advertising campaign is done. Wasted potential disappoints everyone, so let the world see what you're worth. Get the audience you deserve.